Last time on Film Fights, you know, when I was a young rat, my master taught me the ways of the Toshiba.
Anyway, so they find a can of a broken canister of ooze, and Splinter is not happy about it. He finds it, and they're like, let me guess, many years ago. One guy's name is Leonardo. The other one's Michelangelo. They're Ninja Turtles created from ooze. Their dad is named Splinter too. Also, there is Raphael and also Donatello. Hell, there's a lot of ninjas and mutants too. And there's the Shredder. Oh my good.
You already said Donatello.
Whatever.
Hello, lovely spectators, and welcome to a very special mini episode of Film Fights. I am your fearless host, Jono Rodriguez, and with me, of course, is my Mr. Man, Mr. Van. Hey, look at that, Sister Can. What can she do? He do, we do. Yo, 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 yo. Master Conrad Hartman.
Yep, it's me, Sister Can, Conrad Hartman.
I don't think we've ever been this off the rails in an intro.
No,
but hey, here we are.
Well, I mean, it's appropriate when we get to the subject matter.
Shit.
It'll make sense, man.
Well, Conrad, how are you doing? What's going on?
Oh man, I'm great. I'm feeling ragged. A lot of traveling through time and space.
Oh shit. Oh yeah, we've been watching Doctor Who.
Oh no, I've just been existing. That's what we're all doing, man.
Oh yeah,
floating on a rock in space.
Yeah, it feels like we're in the 60s right now.
Whoa!
Get your surfboard, bro.
Wait, did more people surf in the 60s?
Yeah, because of those beach songs by those Beach Boys.
Oh, right. That's just Big Beach back then, but that lobby has changed.
Are you saying Brian Wilson was like coerced into writing those songs?
Listen, Brian Wilson, Wilson Daniels.
Daniel Stern.
That's all I have to say. Yeah. Howard Stern.
Oh my God. Howard
Stern,
the Duck.
Oh my God. And Stern recommendations from the CDC. I mean, you do the math.
Dude, like, don't even tell me about Big Beach right now.
Bro, I go to the beach and I'm just like, man, this is all a fucking lie.
As many lies as they say is as many grains of sand.
And you know what? Everyone's like, oh, I love feeling the sand between my toes. Those people are fucking paid actors because sand between your toes feels like shit.
Oh, yeah.
You want to put dirt in between your toes? I want to clean that out of my toes.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't.
Yeah, just simply put.
Yeah. Oh, you like the sand between your toes. Do you like the sand between your ass cheeks when you're having sex on the beach?
Yeah, I actually do kind of like that.
I do kind of like it. I like the peach and the orange juice, you know?
Yeah, it's whoa.
Sex on a beach.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
A little sprinkle of sand.
A little sprinkle of sand.
Yep.
It's hey, if you order a sex at the beach at the bar and you take a sip and then you take another sip and you keep taking sips and you're not getting the little gritty sand between your teethies, guess what? That bartender is in on it. He's a fucking cuck.
Big Beach, man. Anytime if you've ever eaten at the beach, I don't care what kind of food it is or how separate you keep it from the sand, there's fucking sand in that food.
There's sand in it. It just
forget
is.
about a sandwich. I did not intend that, but it is true though.
Well, no one's gonna believe you.
Okay, sand pizza. That's not as funny.
No. Although a sand pizza witch, there you go.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of pizza, Conrad, why are we delaying talking about this movie that does not have pizza in it?
Well, so as you folks know, because you're all returning listeners, here on Film Fights, we like to pit two movies against one another in a brutal grudge match, with one of them coming out on top to reign supreme. And then sometimes we will do another episode also End of that was perfect.
Yeah, completely random.
And we try to pick a movie based on the battle from the previous weeks, and many weeks ago, we recorded an episode about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1 versus 2. Well, today's your lucky day because we're talking about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3, Turtles in Time.
Yeah, for those of you who are listening to the previous episode thinking, what the crap? They didn't talk about the third one? Who blue balls us thinking, hey, just 1 and 2. You guys didn't even mention the third one. The black sheep or turtle of the franchise. And also, technically, Turtles in Time, I think, was not the subtitle of the third one. But when they only added that because if you remember, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 4, or rather Super Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 4 on the SNES, Super Nintendo, was subtitled Turtles in Time. And so they were kind of aping off the success of that video game because it was so great. And so people were like, oh, cool, we're going to see Krang. It's like, nope, you're going to see a dull drama about the samurai.
About feudal Japan.
Feudal Japan.
Yeah, that's called synergy, where you back label a movie to please God let someone see this piece of shit.
Oh, you mean like when Ghostbusters 2016 came out on DVD and Blu-ray and it had the subtitle "Who You Gonna Call?"
Oh my God, that is an atrocity on the level of the torture committed in feudal Japan.
Yeah, but the only torture in this movie is you watching it.
You watching it. Yeah, I'm actually not sure if there was torture in feudal Japan. I'm just guessing probably.
I mean, there's torture all the time.
Yeah.
Today.
I fucking had to go to work.
Today, I was in the car, and my car had AC.
Okay.
But I was like at a light. It wasn't really long.
Man.
But there was someone next to me. And I was like singing a song, but then when they pulled up, I was like, oh, I got to stop singing this song.
Oh, dude.
Because they might look at me.
Oh, I'd rather have bamboo under my fucking fingernails than have that happen.
And then I had to like pause the song.
Yeah. You like have to pretend like you're yawning.
Because I want to keep singing. Has anybody else experienced this? Is for real.
The other thing to do is to roll your windows down and crank it and just lean into it. Just, I don't know what you were listening to. I'm guessing, I don't know, Queens of the Stone Age.
It was
or
Ninja
something
Sex Party.
Hip. Ninja Sex Party.
Even more embarrassing.
Oh, no, that's sexy.
Let's party.
So I guess let's get into it.
Sure, let's get into Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3 Hero Power.
So, yeah, last we saw our heroes, they had found sweet new digs in a defunct subway station that thankfully still had power. We rejoined them doing a sexy dance to ZZ Top.
Oh, boy. And if you're thinking, oh, you mean like Give Me All Your Lovin', like in the Santa Claus? No. It's just Can't Stop the Rockin' or something. Can't Stop the Rock.
But if you're curious about that scene from the Santa Claus, you should go back and listen to Film Fights episode. Yeah, they're horrible dancing to a rock song, just so you know that they're still partying like they were in the last movie. Nothing's changed.
They're like, yep, this is what we do. We fight crime and we dance to the time. Not the band.
And if you watch the other movies, you know their time is spent like 5% fighting and 95% dancing up a storm.
And quipping.
Yep. Their friend April comes back. She's about to go on a vacation. Wink, but not the vacation she thought. Wink.
No, wait, of course, like when they're dancing, doesn't Splinter do that thing in every fucking movie where he's like, many years ago, he's like, hey, stop having fun and be important. And like, you would think if he was nailing this thought into their head all their lives, they wouldn't have adapted personalities to be like, whoa, bodacious.
Right. And they are like shown to objectively be like expert ninjutsu fighters. They're like flipping guys and giving them wet willies as well.
Wait, they're grabbing them from the bottoms of their feet and flipping them over?
Yeah,
okay.
And then the guys stand up with their arms out like a Y.
Yeah, like Nancy Kerrigan. She's like, I did it.
Exactly, smiling through the broken ankle or whatever.
Oh, wait, what am I thinking of? I'm thinking of the gymnast.
Yeah, Nancy Kerrigan was someone.
No.
Was she a skater or was she a gymmer?
She was a skater girl. She said, see you later, world.
Yeah, so as soon as Splinter gets a whiff that they're dancing, he's like, hang on. Dancing, that's just good aerobic cardiovascular exercise. I'll have none of that. Backflips.
Backflips now.
And they're like, all right. The backflips, even though I'm 90% shell, and that's very inconvenient of an exercise for me to do.
And then April comes in looking like 80s Billy Joel with her leather jacket in her hand.
Yeah. She's like, oh man, I couldn't decide if I wanted to dress like Indiana Jones or Bruce Springsteen today. So
yeah, she got the fedora and everything.
Yeah, which she's like, I got this for Raphael. And I'm like, girl, he already has one of those as depicted in the previous films.
Oh, so. Yeah, what did he? Yeah, she gave them like, she gave Leonardo a book about swords.
That's
she
right.
She gave Donatello like a computer or something.
Yeah, he made out like a bandit.
She gave Michelangelo
She's like, here's a MacBook Air.
And he's like, all right, Michelangelo, here's your gift, a slice of pizza.
His gift was worse than a slice of pizza. His gift was a lampshade. And then he put on his head and he's like, whoa, like Elvis in Blue Hawaii. Again, like Michelangelo always makes these references from like the 30s through the 50s. Like, well, you're a teenager in the 90s.
Hey, like we discussed in our previous episode, they're teenagers, but to turtles. So he's like 100.
Oh, right.
And then Splinter, she's like, I got this like old antique. I think it's like some kind of old antique.
She says it like multiple times. It's some kind of old antique or something. Yeah, no shit.
Yeah. It's a magical device or something.
And Michelangelo's like, whoa, that looks just like what they made when they were inventing the cotton gin. You're like, oh, right, you're an old teenager.
Leonardo's like, it reminds me of that scene in Casablanca, which I saw in the theater.
Donatello's like, well, just call me Eli Whitney. Oh, I keep telling you, no one gets that.
You still tuning in, kids?
Oh, yeah, this is geared towards children.
And then they all like grab the scepter. They're like, hey, check it out.
You know what we should do? I'll grab it at the same time.
No, wait, she gets sent
Oh, that's
back.
That's right, yeah.
Oh, because it cuts back to feudal Japan, and Mr. Man is like, hey.
Japanese army man?
Yeah.
Or Three Musketeers guy?
Oh, no, neither. Kenshi.
Oh, yeah.
Kenshi's like, I'm Samurai Champloo over here. I'm just like in the night. I'm doing something.
No, he's running from the samurai.
Yeah, he's running from them.
Because you know what? They're not real samurai. They're scamurai.
Have you ever been scammeride?
Has this ever happened to you?
Call this number 3. Because it was back then.
Yeah.
So Kenshi's running through the woods. He's like, you can't catch me. I'm the gingerbread man. I'm the gingerbread samurai. And he's like running through the woods like Sonic. And he gets caught and brought back to Dad.
Caught and brought.
He got brought back to Dad Sam. And he's like, you have disgraced our family.
You should never be caught.
You should never be caught. It's the one thing you're supposed to not do. And he's like, you're thinking of ninjas, Dad. Turtles? You mean?
And then he has the funniest tantrum ever because, listen, I'm not making fun of the culture. It's just the physical act of like throwing over tables and having a tantrum, but the tables are like halfway up his shin. So he's just like throwing these tiny little tables, knocking them over.
Very much like Charles Foster Kane, in that scene where he's destroying the room. He didn't cut his hand, though.
That's true.
And then Mr. English is like, you need my guns.
Oh, yeah. So he's, I guess, some kind of like prehistoric arms dealer. Some Cretaceous era arms dealer.
Yeah,
And
he's like, you don't need no sons. You need my guns.
Ain't no fun without some gun. Ain't that right? I don't know why he talks like that.
And everyone's like, why are you talking like that?
We've never heard that before. It's 1606. And he's like, oh, it's already 3:00. They do military time over there. Anyway, but he is dressed like D'Artagnan, though, for real. He's a real fancy boy. And I guess his army's helping the Japan army be not defeated by someone.
Yeah,
they're very vague
don't
with what's
explain
happening.
it. The plot is so attractive to children. It's like, you need my guns, so give me silver for the guns. Oh, actually, I want gold for the guns. You need the guns in order to be alive.
And then father in charge guy's like, I don't know, but keep trying to convince me.
Keep trying to spend the rest of the runtime of the movie.
He's basically like, I need to be wooed.
And so Kenshi somehow gets this scepter.
Oh, he grabs it out of his dad's tea room where there's all the little tea tables, and he's like, oh, this scepter makes me so mad.
Of course, ignoring all the signs that say, please do not take the scepter. This includes you, my son, Kenshi. Stay away.
It's like the fan room from Chucky 3. It's like, seriously, don't touch the scepter. Hey, by the way, in case you missed that last sign, the scepter... off limits, okay?
It's not because I'm possessive. This will send you to another time and may kill you.
Hey, you saw on that scroll you just opened those turtle demons? Well, like, if you don't like that, again, please don't.
And he's like, oh, this is real pretty. I'm going to give this to my girlfriend. And then he gets transported through time, replacing April. That's right. They do a little duck, duck, goose situation.
Okay, hang on. I've never heard that as a term for switching places, but
Is that not what that game
I
is?
like it, though. Oh, yeah, when you... That's the way less active. That's like the people like myself, the heavy kid or the lazy kid version, like duck, duck. And when they say goose, they just switch places.
They're like, yay, I'm the one to sit down.
All right, has everyone switched places once? Okay, time to go back inside and eat more chocolate milk.
They go, I haven't been switched. Do you want to? No. Okay. Game over. Everybody wins. And so they switch. And then April, okay, here's the thing. This movie does not know what rules are. And what I mean, I don't mean like no running at the pool or Kenshi, please don't take the scepter. I mean like the movie rules. So they switch clothes, but April still has her Walkman and her watch.
Oh, wait, they switch clothes, not accessories.
Oh, is that
that's what,
maybe
so, like,
that's the rules.
They lose their belt, or they keep their belt, but not their robe.
No, but then that doesn't make sense because when the turtles switch, they still have their bandanas.
Oh, right. And the guys who switch places with them randomly have some pads in place of a turtle shell.
Yeah, they have like
but only 3 out of the 4 of them.
As if, time itself gave like, oh, I need to swap 1-for-1 ratio. So yeah, they switch places and April's like, I'm a witch. But then Mr. English is like, I don't believe you because I'm selling guns.
And then she's like, all right, well, you called my bluff. What can I say?
Yeah, and they throw her in like a bamboo prison.
Debtor's prison. And she notices Casey Jones, the actor. And he's inexplicably in the movie. It's not even like, oh, it's his ancestor. Okay, yeah, so we have to talk about this.
It's just the actor.
Yeah.
And she confuses him, but then they never come back to that well again.
So in Ninja Turtles 2, Secret of the Ooze.
You got confused for 1 second. And Ninja Turtles, the one where you...
Well, I was like, oh, if it's a turtle hand, this is 2.
Yeah.
So in Ninja Turtles 2, Secret of the Booze, Casey Jones is inexplicably not present.
Yeah.
For one single second, his absence is never addressed. Nothing.
It's like George McFly in the second one. Who's the actor who played him?
Well, no, but he was in it.
No, yeah. I'm saying the actor.
Yeah, but Casey Jones, the character, wasn't even mentioned
completely. Yeah.
And then 3, he just, after everyone's traveled back to Japan and Splinter's left hanging out with these bozos, just samurais, he comes in and he's like, hey, I brought my Brooklyn attitude and some apples probably. And he's in it wearing a terrible wig, but then also that same actor is playing a character in the olden timey times Japanese land.
Yeah, and he's got short hair and a beard.
And that's never explained.
No, I think it might be they want. I have no idea of the background on it. They wanted the actor back as Casey Jones because he probably wasn't available for the second one or something. And they're like, we want you back for the movie. And he's like, well, I'll be back for the movie, but I need to be in the movie and I want to showcase my acting chops.
They're like, unfortunately, the amount we've written you into this movie, you're going to be getting extra pay. Not like pay on top of your pay, like the pay of an extra. He's like, figure it out.
Because I feel like
no deal.
I feel like the original script was he's just in the New York scenes,
right?
Being a goofball, and he was like, well, I don't like that. I want to be taken seriously. And they're like, all right, fine, we'll write you as a character in feudal Japan as well. And you're kind of like, ooh, is he a bad guy? Is he a good guy? I don't know. Like, let's see what happens. But the problem is they don't. It's like they had to get out of the way that it was the same actor. So April's like, Casey? And of course he's like, eh.
He's like, no, mate. I'm a different guy
than that
character. Over here.
We may or may not be related. I don't know why he's...
Well, you know what? I'm glad you did that by accident because his accent does change throughout the movie.
True.
He goes from British to Italian to then he's Brooklyn again. Hey, we're over here in frickin' Japan. Can you believe it? They got no pizza over here.
He should have stuck to... being a silly fellow, because maybe he would have got more acting jobs. Instead, people saw that he has no range. The range he's trying to do is out of his league.
He's talking to his agent. His agent's like, still the only offer is for you to play Casey Bones in the porn version of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3. But you also get to play this other guy. So...
The serious landlord is like, there's too much noise going on up here. It sounds like a bunch of people fucking. Casey Bones.
How long's your dick? 122 and an eighth. Okay. That's terrible.
What, millimeters?
Whoa, April, it's me. I'm Corey Feldman. I came back as Donatello, but I wasn't in the second one.
And my mouth is flapping because they're terrible animatronics.
Oh my God. It is like the Country Bear Jamboree.
Oh my God.
Watching them talk. It is so bad, dude.
Showbiz Pizza. Hey, we can't stop my rocking. I'm using weapons.
Ooh, hey, you know what? If you weren't happy with the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, just watch Ninja Turtles 3, same vibes.
Perspective.
Equally scary. Yeah, so they come back to Japan and everyone's like, oh my God, turtle demons. This was written about in a scroll before. Also, there was a rat. He never goes back, and they never explain how they knew about that.
Think about it. There's always a prophecy somewhere. You know what I mean? Like, you throw a rock in feudal Japan, you're going to hit a prophecy. it's going to be turtle related or Kappa related.
Do you like that in this movie the turtles did a little fighting? Like they gave that guy wet willies, and that's what defeated Niles. His name was Niles.
No, not from Frasier. We're talking a beardy pirate man who looks nothing like.
Well, I tell you what, he got his wet willy and he was like, "Oh, wait till Maris hears about this," and he ran off.
I don't know why a wet willy scared this man to like. I mean, he has guns. And these turtles stick their finger in his ear, and he's like, like a torture device.
Wow, pretty insensitive to OCD people there, Jono. That's fine. No worries.
He did not have OCD. Did you see that man, the way he was dressed?
Everyone's mental illness presents differently. Yeah, the turtles are mostly like political figures in this movie. They're like shaping the future world. They're not like doing much fighting. They're just like, hey, why don't you merge with the other prefecture? I don't know.
Yeah, they're really ahead of their times when Mikey was like, I want to do this lady. Not only is she betrothed to another man, human, but yeah, and she has a kid. Wait, is that her brother? I can't remember if it was her son.
I don't know if they ever really explain. I think it's her son,
brother.
But
it's her brother's son. It's her brother's son. But yeah, he's just like, what's your sign? Like he's heavily hitting on this woman who's like almost in grief because the man that she loves has disappeared into space and time.
I want to say more about the plot, but not really much more happens. They are like, oh no, the scepter is gone. We have to build a new one. Oh no, it broke.
Well, no, Conrad, we already talked about the plot. Mr. English wants to sell guns.
That's really the whole plot. Mr. English wants to sell guns to Mr. Not English.
Yeah, these turtles are mucking up this whole gun deal.
They're like, I'm sorry we stepped in it. We're just trying to get back and get ourselves a pizza slice. Okay.
And it's weird too because Kinchi's dad is they almost present him as kind of like a towing the line. Like he's not a direct bad guy. He's just caught in the middle of things. But then like kind of midway through the movie, it's like, oh, he's the bad guy. He agreed to the guns and he wants to kill the turtles. And you're like, oh, I thought he was just in a tough spot. Now he's a bad guy. But then after Mr. English dies...
He's like, I have learned the error of my ways in doing business with English people.
Oh my God, they changed the course of history.
Oh shit, that's right.
So yeah, that's the story. And Mr. English, he's just a bad guy, right? And he doesn't believe in the turtles, right? He doesn't believe in the magic of the turtles.
That's the biggest crime of all.
To the degree that when he... because all the guns show up to these villagers and people in the castle, and they all have they have like sticks. They're fighting with like sticks and stuff, and they all have the guns, and they can like lay waste. But because this is a kids movie, we can't really show all that much death, and so they're like, we can't.
Wait, do they show a single death? I don't think so.
I mean, not a direct death.
It's implied.
It's implied.
Yeah,
but they could just let loose and open fired. But no, the turtles are like, no, yeah, go ahead and shoot us. He says to Mr. English, like, yeah, go ahead and shoot me. And the other turtle's like, oh, I don't think he's going to buy your bluff.
Yeah, shoot me. What are you going to do? Shoot me?
What could go wrong? I die? And then Mr. English...
Oh, I legitimately didn't think about that until right now. Could I actually die from that?
Yeah, wait, hold on. Like, can we get a little 5 minutes? Hey, okay, turtles, what's going on? And then Mikey's like, I just want a slice. Donatello's like, cosine, tangent. And then Raphael's like, man, if I could just punch something right now. And then later on I was like, all right, well, we lost all our 5 minutes to this chicanery. Yeah, go ahead and shoot me. So Mr. English is like, I've got a better idea. And he uses a cannon, which is such a grandiose thing. He can just open fire on them. They all have guns. And he uses a cannon. And what does Leonardo do? That's right. He tucks his head into his shell because, remember, they're turtles.
This moment happens at the end of all three movies. There's a I love being a turtle moment. The first one, remember, someone takes a swing at Mikey and he goes, lip, and drops his head down. And then he says, yeah, I love being a turtle. What do you think of that, jerk off, and then
well, like, yeah, even Leonardo is like, he says it so like smugly, like, oh, we've been through this before. He's like, yep, I love.
You might as well look at the audience and be like, yeah, go ahead and shoot me. Wink.
And like he displays it like because they've been playing off this whole like, yeah, we're Kappa, we're magical demons, and like,
oh yeah, they called them the turtle demons Kappa.
Yeah,
because they were part of a fraternity.
So when he ducks his head down, we're supposed to just like think that everybody there, Mr. English and the villagers, are like, whoa, that was so magic. He ducked his head into his shell. I mean, it's not like he made himself disappear.
And that was game, set, match for English gun guy. But to be fair, the guns back then, you had to like light a fuse and wait for 10 minutes.
But the point is like, well, I mean, of course, back then, if you try to do something once and it didn't work, you quit. Like, why didn't they just...
that's what I do now.
Why didn't they just all open fire on them?
Right. Turtle magic.
Oh, you know what? We failed to mention. That's right. It's our failing. This is very important. Mr. English does have a character attribute that is very unique and very fun.
Oh, his pet birds. He loves them.
Loves those birds.
Like they were his own turtles.
And he's escaping, and he's like, oh, I forgot the birds. And he grabs the birds, and he goes on the cliff of a mountain.
Yeah, they're on the wall at the edge of their stone fort that cuts up down to the beach.
No. To jaggedy rocks.
Not a beach. Yeah, I'm sorry. Water. Straight down into water.
So when he falls, which seriously, I think you could look this up on YouTube.
His plan was to climb down with his bird cage, I guess.
On a rope. And not just a rope, like a rope for like 1560.
This is like 300 feet, too. This is like climbing down the Titan at Six Flags.
That would be near impossible with two hands. He's going to go at it one-handed while carrying a gigantic cage.
Hey, also, guess what? They're birds. They can fly, so...
Well, they won't fly back to him. They're going to fly away.
That's also fair.
And then die because this is not the climate for them. But, like, when he falls, like, look it up on YouTube, Mr. English from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3 Death. When he falls, he does it like it's green screened. But... he doesn't fall into the water.
It's like, Looney Tunes-esque.
Yes, it like his body just like shrinks into nothing.
It literally makes that sound.
Whoop. Like the editor couldn't cut away. But anyway, when you look at that shot of him falling, it's like, what was his plan? To just lower himself into crashing waves against the wall? Oh my God. They couldn't even get that right.
And then, the turtles are like, all right, we stopped Japan from having guns. Time to go back to America.
They're like, what is that? That's not a thing.
And then Mikey's like, no, I'm going to stay here with my human girlfriend, and I'm going to rub my shell against her, and it's going to be so hot.
And she's going to die, and I'm not going to know what to do, and I'll be stuck here.
And she's like, no, Mikey, you're a... I have to explain this. You're a turtle. I'm a human being. You have to please leave and give me my husband back.
Even if I wasn't betrothed, even if I was single and did not have a little brother or kid.
If you were the last organism on Earth, we physically still could not have sex.
It won't work. I may like you like a pet. I used to have a dog.
I'll feed you pellets. I'll forget about you, and the cat will get to you, but that's it.
I mean, that's just it. Are you in? He's like, yeah.
That's exactly what I was hoping for.
It's way better than what I had back at home.
I'm hard right now. Well, I'm a turtle.
And he was like, oh, go back home where we live in a sewer. And it's like, dude, that's where you've always lived. Yeah. I don't know what's going on.
But, he accidentally doesn't make it back in time, so you think he's going to be stuck there forever. And then magically, he does make it back.
Yeah, you like that little non-tension moment where they all go back except him. And then the samurai who is supposed to be Michelangelo, is like, oh, for some reason, I'm going to try to escape. And then Michelangelo just comes back. It's okay.
Yeah, man, I tried to bang her, but I killed her. Let's party.
Yeah, that's where the Guns N' Roses song comes out of, right? I tried to bang her, and then I killed her. Gotta have a little patience. I don't know.
Oh yeah, and he's like, oh man, I'm back at home where I have everything I've ever wanted and known. That sucks. And then Splinter's like,
oh my God, this is the worst.
I know how to cheer him up. I put lampshade on my head and dance. Ha 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 ha. I make another funny.
Yeah, like they weren't even fucking trying. Like
the laziest.
He says, Michelangelo, you like. First off, he's like, Michelangelo, is something bothering you?
The second he gets back from time traveling
and a fucking like traumatic experience, like, oh, that's weird. You're not yourself today. And then Michelangelo's like, yeah, I'm just kind of bummed.
He's like, who pissed in your Cheerios today, Michelangelo?
And then Splinter goes, look. And then it cuts to Splinter, and he's got the lampshade on his head, and he just goes, like he doesn't even say a thing. He's not even like, check me out, or I've got a lampshade on my head.
And he just goes, I'm like Elvis in Blue Hawaii.
Well, yeah, he says that after he laughs, though. So it's like,
yeah,
what?
Michelangelo and him share a knowing look like, everything's going to be okay.
You're like, that's right. We saw that movie together, and you talked the whole time. Oh my God, we've seen so many Ninja Turtle movies.
Three,
in fact.
That's so many.
That's so many. And I know some of you might be like, oh, what about TMNT? The movie, the animated movie that came out that was supposed to be like canonically the fourth one. No.
I'm so tired.
And it's probably good. And we always end on a bad note.
It's past my ninja bedtime, Splinter.
Oh, but many sleeps ago.
Oh, here we fucking go. I mean, sorry, Sensei.
Sorry, I meant to say, oh, here we fucking go. I had a bad dream because of too much Mexican food.
I mean, to be fair, they are eating sewer food.
And also Mexican food in New York. Come on.
Dude.
Can't be that good.
We lived in Chicago, and I'm telling you, I did not have a good taco the whole time I was there.
No, green olives on a taco? What are you thinking?
Dude, come on. One guy was putting salami and anchovies in the taco, and I was like, all right, I like salami and anchovies, but come on!
Come on!
I don't know why I said it like I was...
Italian? Because it was run by an Italian.
Hey, come on, I need some more barbacoa up front over here.
I'm slinging tacos
here. So,
quesadilla.
So as you all know, we have a segment on film fights called Review the Reviews.
Hit the music!
As I was saying, on Review the Reviews, Jono and I pick a 5-star and a 1-star review, and we pick which one best describes the movie. But since we're only talking about a single film,
a unanimously bad movie, we decided to reach out and find a 5-star review
each
that the other doesn't know. It's the same rules as before. We don't know, but we're going to read them now and decide which one is the best.
Folks, it's a very complex system, so just go with us.
This ain't your daddy's Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Wait, what?
It's neither your dad's nor is it Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
It's not even your stepdad's.
So, Jono, I'd love to hear, starting with the you picked one.
Oh, me one. Okay. Mine's a little long, so I'm going to try to skip over a couple of the blah, blah, blahs. This is a 5-star review of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3.
By the way, I can't believe these exist.
Hey, man, people get to think what they think, you know?
That's right.
That's what's great about being alive. People say the animatronics were worse than the first 2 original films, and honestly, I didn't see a difference, considering that theirs is in possessive. There's only 3 films, and TNM series They got it wrong in every which way. TNM series, which modern kids would have seen or possibly liked, as animatronics are quite outdated or rarely recognized. I don't even know what that sentence is. Other than that, the writing was accurate to what the story was presenting. A couple of moments that would remind you of the first two original films, and far more interesting villain. Although Shredder is a classic antagonist, this feudal Japanese lord really upheld the idea of nobility. Which, nobility, of course, that's what you look for in a villain, right?
Yeah, he wasn't even villainous, really. We weren't even sure if he was a bad guy the whole time.
So, I believe this film is actually better than the second original film in most aspects, but it does need to improve the relevance of background characters that the camera often directs to. As for little Yoshi, he performed perfectly for such an adorable kid, and I could see how much Raph related to him, reflecting back to how Master Splinter taught Raph patience. The opening song was fun, last one was meh.
Who the fuck is this person that wrote this review? Because they were so seriously analytic and they were so wrong and bonkers.
Yeah, I like, oh my God, I have no idea. But like, hey, 5 stars, right?
5 stars. Did anyone find it helpful?
8 people.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, well, my reviewer went a different direction.
Oh, yeah, let's go.
Also 5 stars. I think that they wanted to more encapsulate the feeling of the film.
Okay.
So here's what they said. Oh, and this was only a couple years ago. A fish can swim, but if it's caught, it needs to be fried. Therefore...
Whoa, wait a minute.
Off to a great start. Therefore, a monkey shouldn't dance twice. Otherwise, the man on the moon will become divorced.
Is this a fever dream? This sounds like prose.
One person found this helpful.
That's it?
Yeah. A fish can swim, but if it's caught, it needs to be fried. Therefore, a monkey shouldn't dance twice. Otherwise, the man on the moon will become divorced. That is one sentence.
That I can't imagine any. Like, was this a review for Big Fish or Eraserhead?
I checked 3 times to make sure I was looking at the right thing. And again, one person did find it helpful.
I don't think any of those words were in the script of Turtles 3.
Yeah, they didn't say moon or fish or fried.
Yeah, or monkey.
Or monkey.
Maybe
no.
they said monkey. There was no monkeys in the movie, though.
So, Jono, which of these 2 reviews...
Don't.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Well, in lieu of that, it's time for Conrad's patented, unique to every movie, super very useful rating system. Okay, so after reviewing the reviews, watching the film, thinking about it way more than you should ever think about this movie, I'm going to give it 3 out of 7 partial pepperoni slices. So, you know, like when you get a pizza and like it's cut and you get the little
you get the little
the little halfies on the side.
Oh, I hate that.
Oh, I like those.
Oh, really?
Because they're like little surprise salts.
I feel like I'm being cheated.
Yeah, it does. It is kind of like those don't exist. And that's why I'm using them to rate this movie, because this movie sucked. And so 3 out of 7 of those is like...
What's the conversion rate? For
1 out of 25 crispy cups, or like cup and holds.
The quote, old world
the grease
pepperoni.
dams, or the grease reservoirs. But it would be 5 out of 18 of the like thin flat boys.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But 3 out of 7 partial peps.
Partial peps.
Partial peps.
All right.
That's what they're called now and forever.
I mean, that's a review.
Yeah, it technically is.
It's super lit.
I looked it up.
Yeah.
With the review board, and they said, "Stop calling us."
Well, I mean, that's like, you know, straight from the book of Leonard Maltin. You know?
Oh, yeah, a classic household name that everyone is familiar with.
You don't know their mole.
What I know is not what's important here.
What your know?
What I know is not important.
You like that I came up with that quick analog of that? Or
Pretty good.
Yeah. Great.
Oh, is that your rating?
Oh.
Great out of tubular.
Oh, wait, do I do that too?
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so
But not necessarily the same thing.
Right. Well, Kon, I have a rating system that is also unique, if you didn't know.
Oh, well, I'll be the judge of how unique it is.
And I give TMNT 3, a.k.a. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3, a.k.a. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3, Turtles in Time. I give it 2 radicals out of 16 not radicals.
Wait.
Which the conversion rate on that is 1 bodacious out of 14 gnarlies.
Oh, okay. So the not wait. So it's not negated by the not radicals. It's filling up the not radical.
What it is
holes with radicalness.
What it is best not to investigate. And with that, we conclude our TNM series.
That's
3.
right. And remember, if you catch a fish, it must be fried. But if you don't, it still died. And
if you catch a turtle, send it over to battles@filmfightspodcast.com.
And make sure you follow us on Instagram and Facebook. I'm so impressed, Jono.
That's right. For the first time in Film Fights history, I took the reins and directed us.
That is historic. That has never happened, and I mean like never. So like this is like if I went back in time to see my ancestors in a country like Japan, and I was like, okay, here I am. I'm in Japan, and they were like, we're here to sell guns.
Bye! Meanwhile, the 12-year-olds in the audience are like, this is a really good plot. Involving the Ninja Turtles.
Of the Teenage Mutant Ninja variety.
Was that in the third one?
That was.
That's right, because at the end.
That's where there's like, your turtles? And he goes, of the Teenage Mutant Ninja variety. And he's like, I don't know what... He'd be like, I don't know what any of those other words mean.
And then the other turtles, like, are basically congratulating him on that fucking quip. They're like, yeah, nice, very cool. We are that.
And the writer's like, get it? That's what they're called. He's like with his date doing coke. He's like, I wrote this movie. Get it? That's where I showed what they were named back in history.
He's like, what did you think of that panty dropping line? All right, let's get started.
Yep, sorry.